Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Trapti Parekh, legal intern at Laxis and Company from Jain and Vyas University, Jodhpur. First of all, this video does not solicit any kind of promotion or advertisement, or the main purpose of this video is educational purpose only. In this video, I will talk about theft, robbery, extortion and their punishment with examples. So the term theft, robbery and extortion are seen to be very similar. But in a legal sense, under the Indian Penal Code 1860, they have a distinct meaning, and these are comes in a different crimes. So these are not same. But before analyzing the section, first theft, extortion need to be understood separately. So let's start to understand theft, extortion and robbery separately. So first is, what is theft? Theft has been defined under section 378 of Indian Penal Code. It says that whoever intends to be dishonestly any movable property out of the possession of any person without that person's consent and moves, he is said to have committed a theft. For example, if A employed by a Z and entrusted by Z with the care of Z's cash, dishonestly run away with the cash without Z consent. In this case, A committed a theft. In case of Pyare Lal Bhargava versus State of Rajasthan, a government employee took a file from a government office and presented it to a certain Mr. A and brought it back in the 2 days later. It was held that permanently taking away the property was not necessarily required. Even temporary movement with a dishonest or malicious intention is enough, and with all amount the theft. Now let's understand some essentials of theft. The first essential is there must be dishonest intention to take the property. If the intention of the offender is not caused to a wrongful intention or wrongful cause or gain, then even if the property is taken away without the consent, that act is not considered, not amount to theft. Second essential is the property must be movable. It means it must not be attached to the earth. As soon as the property is served earth and it is capable of moving from one place to another. The third essential is the property must be taken out of the possession of another. A thing which is the possession of nobody cannot be subject to a theft. The fourth essential is the property must be taken away without consent. And the last essential is the physical movement of the property is must. It is not necessary that it is moved directly. For example, if the accused cuts the string that ties the necklace owing to which the necklace falls, it would be held that he has caused sufficient movement of property as required it to the amount of theft. The punishment of theft is given under section 379 of Indian Penal Code 1860. Under this section, any person commits an act of theft shall be punished with up to 3 years, or with fine, or with both. Now, what is extortion? Extortion has been defined under section 383 of Indian Penal Code. According to the code, any person who intentionally put another in fear of injury and thereby dishonestly induces him or her to deliver any property or any valuable security or anything signed or sealed which can be converted into a valuable security is said to have committed extortion. For example, if A threatens B that he will keep B's child in wrongful confinement and kill him unless B deliver to him rupees 1 lakh, A has committed extortion. Now, there are two important essentials of extortion. The first is the person committing the offense intentionally put the victim in fear of injury. The fear of injury must be such an extent that it is capable of unsettling the mind of the victim and making him give in his property. As in the above, as in the last example that we understand. Now, the second essential is the person committing the offense must dishonestly induce the victim so to put in a fear to part with his victim's property. Now, the punishment of extortion is defined under section 354 of Indian Penal Code, which said that any person who commit an act of extortion shall be punished with imprisonment up to 3 years or with fine or with both. Now, let's understand what is robbery. According to section 390 of Indian Penal Code, said that in all the robbery there is either theft or extortion. So when the theft is robbery, theft is a robbery when in order to commit theft or while committing theft, while carrying away or attempt to carrying away property obtained by the theft, the offender voluntarily caused or attempt to cause any person death, subject him to her to wrongful restraint, or cause the hurt or induce the fear of the instant death, instant wrongful restraint, or causing instant hurt. There is some conditions which must be satisfied when the robbery becomes theft. The first is when the offender voluntarily causes or attempt to cause death, wrongful restraint or hurt, or the fear of instant death, instant wrongful restraint or instant hurt. The second is these above act which we discussed earlier, that is while committing the theft, to commit the theft. Third, while carrying away the property obtained by the theft. Fourth, while attempting to carry away the property obtained by the theft. For example, A holds Jed down and fraudulently takes Jed's money and jewels from the Jed cloth without Jed consent. Here, A was committed theft and by committing of theft has voluntarily caused wrongful restraint to Jed. In this case, A has therefore committed robbery. Now, when extortion is robbery, there must be some condition, there must be some which must be fulfilled when the extortion becomes robbery. The first condition is when a person committed extortion by putting another in the fear of instant death, wrongful restraint or hurt. The second condition is then the offender induces the person under such an fear to deliver the property at that very instant then and there. The third is the offender is in the near presence of such a person put in a fear at the time of extortion. For example, A meets Jed's child on the high road. It takes the child and threatens to feeding it down and precise unless Jed deliver the purse. Jad in this consequences deliver his purse. In this case, A has exhausted the purse from Jad by causing Jad to be in a fear of instant hurt and to the child who is present. A has therefore robbed Jad. Punishment for robbery is defined under section 392 of Indian Penal Code as whoever committed a robbery shall be punished with rigorous imprisonment which may be extended up to 10 years and shall also be liable to pay fine. The attempt to commit robbery is defined under section 399 which says that anyone who attempt to commit robbery shall be punished with rigorous imprisonment up to 7 years and fine. So in this video I will talk about theft, robbery and extortion. I hope you liked my video. Please like, subscribe and comment. Thank you for watching.